champions and my lovelies. You're welcome to another edition of learning, to another time together in our English class. We're going to be learning a lot today. Sit back and enjoy yourselves. Now, today our learning targets are: I can read and use quotation marks in sentences. I can participate in a close reading of the story The Hare and the Hedgehog. Now, they are special punctuation marks we use when writing to show a person is speaking. Now, this type of punctuation is called quotation mark. What did I say? Quotation marks. Now, quotation marks shows the reader exactly what a person has said during conversation or dialogue. Now, when practicing dialogue aloud, we can cup both hands around our mouth to represent where quotation marks will go in a sentence. Now, let's practice cupping our hands while I read a few sentences aloud. Let's eat lunch. Now, you can see the quotation marks there. Let's eat lunch. I like to sing. I like to sing. That's the quotation mark. Now, we will now practice marking written dialogue with quotation marks. I need a student to please come to the front of the classroom. Any student, please come to the front of the classroom. I am going to ask the student a question. For example, what is your favorite sport? I like to swim. I like to play baseball. Now, speech bubbles are used to show the words a person says or said. I like to swim. Now, the comma tells us to pause. The comma comes before the quotation marks. Now, listen. Ryan said, I like to swim. The quotation marks tells us exactly what this person said. Now, Ryan said, I like to swim. You can see the quotation marks there. Now, the end punctuation is inside of the quotation marks. Now, Ryan said, I like to swim. The first word of the sentence and the first word in the quotation mark is also capitalized. I will continue asking students to come up front after I ask a question. We will practice writing responses using quotation marks. Use the slide to record responses. Now, wiggle cat, wiggle cat, wiggle cat, wiggle cat. Now, do not forget that when we are using this slide to record responses, I want to give you an example. Like, for instance, I like to swim, said Ryan. I like to swim, said Ryan. Now, our wiggle cat, I'm going to say a phrase or a sentence, and you are meant to perform it. Swat a bee, eat some beans, cook a meal, tug your sleeve, feed a sheep, read my book, have a seat, sweep the floor. Now let's look at our reading time. Small group, The Hare and the Hedgehog. Today you will read a story where the characters are two animals, a hedgehog and a hare. Let's preview the vocabulary. Hedgehog. These are small mammals with spines or spikes all over their body. Hedgehogs have short legs and will roll into a tight ball if they feel they are in danger. Now, hares are also called jackrabbits. They are bigger than rabbits. However, and they build their homes above ground. hays are very fast. Now, this is a trickster tale. In a trickster tale, one character usually is clever and tricks another character. This story involves a race between the hedgehog and an animal with short legs and the a very fast animal with long legs. Now, in first grade, you read a fable titled The Tortoise and the Hare. What do you think will happen in today's story? Now, let's preview the spellings. Oi, ow, ow, oi. Now listen, we have OI, which is oi, join, point. Now we have OY, which is enjoy. We have R, which is frown, and we have R, which is house, south and out. Now, can you make this face frown? Frown for me a bit. Now watch carefully for the new spellings you have learnt and use the individual code chart when reading stories if you need help in sounding out words. Now see teacher's manual for close reading suggestions. Now let's look at our worksheet 9.3 worksheet. Small group 1, you will work on activities with me. Now your worksheet 9.2 or activities from the assessment, that's the remediation guide. Small group 2, you will complete the story comprehension worksheet 9.3. Remember to study for your spelling test. Now, learning targets, I can read and use quotation marks in sentences. I can participate in the close reading of the story, The Hare and the Hedgehog. Now, thank you for another edition listening to my class. I will see you in our next class. Bye for now, champions.